Thank you. How's everybody doing? Welcome. Today we are talking about how to 2 to 3x your income, and I need to find where my tab went of the thing I was showing you guys because right now I don't see it. There it is. Okay, can you guys see my slides? How to make 2x to 3x more in your accounting or bookkeeping business. You guys see this? Accounting business, bookkeeping is business. Yes. Corinne's in our mastermind. She said she had 5 sales closed books since Monday. Also, Tammy P just changed my life in the ads coaching call. Amazing. Love to see it. Caitlin is still sick, but she's pushing through and hanging out with us. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Anyone else has some wins to share? I'd love to see them. So we're going to, let's see. We're going to talk about how you can make 2 to 3 times more in your accounting or bookkeeping business, financial business, CFO business. I personally was a fractional CFO. We're going to talk about that without working more and harder. And also, I'm going to talk a little bit today. It's not actually in my slides, but I want to touch on it. You can raise your rates without actually taking off your clients. There's ways of doing that. And so we're going to talk about that as well today. Does this sound good to everybody? Is everybody in for this? Leslie says she has 4 sales calls booked. She's also in our mastermind. So that's amazing. All of our mastermind clients are freaking killing it right now. I actually, before I jump into this, I got to say something. I just did a one-on-one call with one of our mastermind clients. I'm not going to say who she is because she's fairly new to the program. But I showed her what was available to her as far as the resources available to her in our high ticket mastermind. And y'all, when I showed her the fact that we do done for you content, and I said, well, this is all the content you have for you. You don't have to write content. It's all here. I got to tell you, she started crying. And I was like, why are you crying? What's going on? And she was like, I do my best to spend time with my children and do everything I can to be with my kids. She has 3 kiddos. She's like, I do everything I can to be with my kiddos. And the fact that I don't have to worry about doing this anymore, you have just changed my life. I'm getting emotional saying it again. She's like, there are nights where I will just pull an all-nighter because I want to spend my day with my kids. And if I don't get something done during the day, after my kids go to bed, I'll stay up all night and work on it because I'm committed to growing my business. But you just changed my life with this. And I was like, wow, like that's incredible. Like it never gets old is my point in saying this. It never gets old to know that we have the ability to change people's lives. And I know that's why you guys are here, because you have people's lives to change as well. And I want to help you do that. And you get to change lives, and you also get to make more money, and you don't have to sacrifice anything in between. And I really want to touch on this because this is what I'm doing. On Monday, I spent the day with my kids. I took them apple picking. And last night I spent the day with my kids, and after they got out of school, and we went to the playground, we went to the beach. It's cold or colder here in New York, but I'm not working 60 plus hours a week. I'm not working even 40 hours a week. And I still get to have the money and the life that I want. And I want that for you guys. And so the first thing that we have to do is we have to shift this belief that in order to make more money, it's going to require more time for us. So first things first, obviously, for those of you who don't know me, I think many of you know me. If you don't know me, if this is your first time tuning in to one of my live calls, can you let me know? Can you introduce yourself? Let me know where you're from. Say hi, because I would love to hear from our new friends who are just joining us and hanging out with us for the first time. So I had no social media presence. I actually hated social media. I made my husband actually delete his social media when I started dating him because I was like, social media is the devil. We're not using this. And now here we are generating multi-7 figures. I think we've almost officially hit the multi-7 figures. I think last time we checked, we were at like $1.92 million. We will be hitting that. We'll go over that threshold here. And if I actually include my accounting and bookkeeping business income into my coaching income, I've definitely generated over $2 million. So Now we're at that multi-million, and it's all from social media, really. We have email, but a lot of this has come from social media. I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I am a former CFO. I was a CFO, and I quit my job. Here's a picture of me and my boys when I first started my business, when I first started the fractional CFO company, because I wanted to be with them. I wanted to stay home with them. I was sick of working so damn hard, and I really felt like I wasn't good at anything, right? And I bet there's some people in this room who can relate to that. When you are working so hard at maybe your business, or working so hard at your job, if you're still employed, where you don't feel as though you're really great at your job because your mind is with your children. Your mind is over here with your kids or with your family. And then you don't really feel like you're a great mom because you're not spending the time with them that you want, right? And so you feel like you're really just bad at everything. It's like, I'm not good at anything right now. And so ultimately that's why I quit and started my company. And here we are today. So let's go into the first thing that is going to help you generate 2 to 3 times more income. It's going to be a high ticket offer that your audience, that the people in your audience that would absolutely feel dumb saying no to. So developing a high ticket offer, what does that look like, right? Because a lot of us can say that. It's really easy to say like, oh, you need a high ticket offer, right? But do you know how to develop a high ticket offer? And do you know what helps people to take action on a high ticket offer? Do you actually understand why they would feel dumb saying no to this high ticket offer, right? And so what are some ways that we could do that, right? Number 1, your offer needs to include the results you deliver. So in the chat, let's do some interactive workshopping here. In the chat, what are the results that you're delivering to people, right? What are the results that you are getting to people? For my accountants, bookkeepers, financial pros, and even my coaches in here, right? I see some coaches in here today. I see Amber in here. I see some coaches. Your results are going to be money driven. I'm going to give you a big hint right now. They are money driven. Money, money, money. So I have Caitlin. I'm going to pick on Caitlin for a second. Clean books to make positive business decisions. Guess what? I'm going to break some hearts today. Your client has no idea what a clean book looks like and a dirty book looks like. They do not know the difference. They're like, what? I don't know. I think it looks great. Everything looks great to me. So they don't actually want clean books, right? They don't want clean books. You know what they want? More money. Why are we in business, right? So you need to get to the root of why they started their business, right? This is the levels. So the first level of what you do is actually the mechanism of what you do, right? So what are the mechanisms of what you do? Bookkeeping, accounting, coaching, right? Maybe it's marketing strategies, right? That's the mechanism of what you do, but why do you do it? What is the meaning to your client? And this is what y'all are missing so much of when you go to deliver and say, this is my offer, this is how I can serve you. You're focused on the mechanisms. You're focused on the tactics. You see the difference here? We need to deliver the result. You guys aren't here on this live because I told you I was going to teach you about high ticket offers and marketing strategies, right? Why are you here? Why are you here? What promise did I make you and why did you show up? Let me know in the comments. Oh, Amber can't hear anything? No. Right. Amber, honey, I think it is only you. Everyone else can hear me okay, right? Yeah. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, so I made a promise to you to show up. My offer for today was 2 to 3x more income without working harder, right? I was muted for like 2 seconds, but I'm not anymore. Okay. That was my offer, right? And so your offer for today was, I'm going to help you make more money. Now, what if My offer for today was, I'm going to teach you some marketing strategies. I'm going to teach you how to have a better team. Not nearly as sexy, right? It's not nearly as sexy. You'd be like, oh, marketing. I hate marketing, right? How many of you are like, I hate marketing, right? How many of you are like, offer development? Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound fun, right? I don't want to develop an offer. That sounds like work, right? I sold you what you want, but I'm going to deliver you what you need. And you're going to stick around for it because you're like, well, if this is what I got to do, this is what I got to do. I'm here for it. I'll hang out, right? Am I right? Okay. So these are the next things you need to think about in developing your offer. When you're presenting your offer to a client, are you presenting them with a full transformation? Are you presenting them with the results that you can deliver them? And it is more money, friends. It is nothing else. If you have a more money method of getting people more money, save money, higher income, more profitability, and you are in the financial industry, that is what you are selling. As of today, I want to hear nothing other than I help people make more money. Lean into it, right? And if you're like, can I help people make more money? Google it real quick. Guess what? An accountant, you know how they can save people or make people more money? Simply by ensuring that somebody has the ability to look at their profit and loss statement, right? You look at a profit and loss statement and guess what? It's like, oh, well, we only made $30,000 last month. I want to make $40,000. Cool. Let's set a goal. How can we do that? Well, it looks like you're marketing this product really well, and it seems like you're getting an ROI on your marketing strategy. So why don't we double down on that marketing strategy to increase your income? Boom. Done just like that, right? So you have the capabilities and the skills of delivering better results for people just by having clean books, but that's not what people want. People want more money. All right, so I like beat this with everything I have. We got this. Everybody understand this point? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Simple can be more valuable. This is what's called clear, not clever, right? Let's be clear, not clever. We don't need to be clever here, friends. We just need to be clear on what we're actually providing for people. Okay, so how likely is your client to achieve that result? So what's the first thing you think of when you hang out around a coach or when you buy or invest in somebody to help you? Yeah, but can I get that result? Is that for me? Are you actually going to be able to help me? What if I'm different? Right? And so how can you ensure and how can you communicate to your ideal client? Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I have a framework specifically for you. Right? Also, providing them with social proof, right? These are the specific results that I provide, and these are the people I've provided them to. Right? We can say things like, I've helped Wendy, a mom from Montana. She has 5 children. She had no business and now she has a 6-figure. I think she did $138,000 in her first year working with us, right? You notice how I say Wendy, mom from Montana, 5 children. Because anyone on here who is like, I have like 5 kids, I don't think I could get the good results that Alyssa provides. I can overcome that objection immediately and say, you're not special. I help people like you all the time. Guess what else you don't know about Wendy? Wendy also was she worked full-time doing this. She's a full-time CFO, right? How long will it take them to achieve that result? How quickly can you get them the result? People want speed, right? They don't want to wait until next year to get the result. They want to know that they can get it fast. So are you communicating how quickly you can help them achieve that result? When I offered CFO solutions, accounting solutions, I always did everything in a matter of 90 days. Everything was delivered in 90 days, 12 weeks, right? Everything was going to be done. If there was big projects involved, I focused on big projects. That was like my bread and butter. Give me your disaster. Give me your dumpster fire. I will turn it into magic and I will hand it back to you in a matter of 12 weeks. Right? They like speed because their emergency is not necessarily your emergency, but they want their emergency solved pretty quickly. And so can't you charge more if you serve those emergencies, right? So how long is it going to take them to achieve that result? And then how much effort is required by the client to achieve that result? Because what do you think? How much time is it going to take though? Is it going to take a lot of time from me? Am I going to have to do a lot of things? Right? Or how many of you haven't booked a client because they're like, well, let me get all my books cleaned up before we hire you. Right? Let me do a couple things before we jump on board with you. And maybe your problem here is that you're not communicating that you are the cleanup, that you are the dumpster crew. No. That's what I do, right? That's what I do. You don't need to clean house before I come in and clean house. I do that work for you. I will take it off your plate. You do nothing, right? You have nothing to do. I'm going to come in and take care of all of these problems for you, especially if you're in service-based. Make sense? Oh, God, I got to get rid of my. Okay, next part of this is your marketing message, right? So you have to have that sexy offer. There needs to be an offer that people understand, and you need to be able to communicate that. And how do we begin to communicate that? Through our marketing message, right? Because it doesn't start, guys, with the pitch. You know that, right? It doesn't start with the pitch. It starts with the marketing, right? And if your marketing message is so clean and is speaking directly to your ideal client, the pitch part of this becomes so easy because people love you, they trust you, they've built a relationship with you, right? And so let's talk about that. The old way, right? You want to make more money? You want to attract higher ticket clients? Let me know in the comments. Who wants higher ticket clients, right? Who wants higher ticket clients? If that's what you're here for. Let me tell you, the road to 1 million with $300 a month clients is a slow go. That's a slow go, friends. If your goals are 500, 1 million, it is going to be, I'm willing to say it's going to be a nightmare with $300 clients. That sounds like my personal nightmare personally, right? We got to get out of yeses. So if you want low ticket clients, guess who we're going to talk to? We're going to use the old way. Low ticket clients, we would speak to pain points. We'd twist the knife. We'd use blame, shame, sucks to suck, right? Because those people live in victim mode. They're like, why me? Everything's so bad. We want to attract higher ticket clients, people with money, right? What should we be speaking to? Aspirations, goals, positive energy, growth mindset, right? And so let me give you some examples of this. Actually, I have an entire thing with examples. We'll go there next. I just remembered I have a slide that has an example. So we'll do that next. My point here is, if you want to attract higher level clients, you're going to need to use higher level content. You're going to need to speak to people who are elevated. And I'm going to tell you right now, companies that are making $500, $1 million plus a month, we're not over here saying like, oh, I'm just struggling so much, right? We're solution oriented. We're like, I am a badass. You're going to help me? Okay, do it now. Help me, show me how. Let's go, let's move, right? We're quick. Yes, a lot of people speak to pain points. Let me tell you where pain points work. When you want to attract a lot of people at low ticket, you speak to pain points, right? This is the best time to speak to pain points. If you are offering some sort of something that is like a weight loss supplement or some sort of supplements. This is like my favorite example. Supplements, like maybe we'll talk about erectile dysfunction supplements, right? Let's talk about that. I always talk about weight loss supplements. Let's talk about erectile dysfunction supplements. There's a couple of men on here, so let's make you real uncomfortable quick. I'm just messing with you. Erectile dysfunction supplements, in that content, you would speak to the fact that like all of the problems they have, their crappy marriage potentially, right? They're embarrassed, they feel shame, right? And you'd want to speak to those things because they're looking for a solution fast, right? But when you're offering something that's higher ticket and higher elevated, we're not talking to the guy that's sitting on the couch at 1 a.m, binging Netflix, eating a piece of chocolate cake that is upset about his limp penis, right? That's not our people. We're talking to somebody else. My team is killing me. They're like, PR, Alyssa, PR, what are you doing? We're talking to somebody else. We're talking to the woman or man that is put together, that's sitting at their desk chair, right? That they don't have struggles, they don't have problems, they have solutions, right? And they're ready to take action. And so if we know that, then why would we speak to struggles? Because how many of you on this call, if I were to say to you, what are you struggling with? Some of my higher level people would be like, I'm not really struggling. I'm like killing it. I just want to get to the next place a lot faster, right? Somebody asked me right now, what are you struggling with? I'd be like, nothing. I'm a freaking badass. I'm a powerhouse. Let's go. Like, what are we doing next, right? You guys get this? Next tip for you. If you want to speak to new solutions, you offer how. My husband is calling me. He's texted me multiple times and he's calling me now. I got to answer this. We're going to take a quick, hi, honey, I'm live. What do you need, babe? 1 o'clock was my last call. So when I'm off this call, I'll be able to go. But if you want to go right now, just go. It's fine. Bring me back something. Okay. Love you. Bye. Okay. So if you want to speak to the new way, you offer how statements. This is how you get here, because then you're going to be solution based. If you want to speak to the old way, you use why. This is why things aren't working for you. This is why you haven't reached your goals yet. And the reason for that is because the mindset of somebody in victim mode is like, why me? Why am I struggling? Why is my life so bad? Why did this happen to me? Why can't I get there? Versus somebody that's solution mode, that has money in the bank, they have a great mindset. They're going to be like, okay, how do I take the next step? No, show me how. I'm ready, right? We're looking for how solutions. And so this is going to help you flip your script of your content to a more elevated tone. Make sense, guys? This good stuff? All right. On to the next. So how can we lean into this a little more? How does using the new strategies, how does your ideal client self-identify? Right? So let's talk about it. If you want to speak to somebody in your content, you want to speak to the person who has money in the bank, who is aspirational, who is goal-oriented, who's taking action. What kind of content do we want to talk about? Right? What kind of ways would we describe them? How do they self-identify? They already have clients ready to take action, excited about their achievements thus far. They know they need a mentor. They know they need an accountant, right? They know they need a bookkeeper. They know they need a tax pro. They know massive growth is inevitable for them, right? They're resourceful. They're thought leaders. They're problem solvers, right? And so I actually speak to these things in my content. If you notice and you read my content, I speak to this type of person. I say, listen, you're killing it in your business already. You should be proud of yourself. You've gotten this far, right? And why do I do that? Because when I sell my high ticket offer, I don't want people to get on the phone with us that are not ready to actually take action. My ideal client is an action taker, money maker, right? And so I don't want to accidentally attract people who are nervous, who are scared, who don't have their first client yet because they're terrified of putting themselves on social media. I teach social media strategy, right? I mean, I teach a lot of other things, but I teach social media strategy. So I want somebody who's going to be like, let's go, tell me what to do, right? Okay, so I want to give you an example of how this looks. So I actually did this for a friend it was a couple months ago. She said, comment below with replay if you missed the training on how to hit 10K in January. I remember when I wanted to give up after doubting the online fitness coaching. Sorry, I can't see this. I gotta move you guys over here. Okay. I remember when I wanted to give up after doubting if online fitness coaching was really for me. I was struggling. Every time I posted, I would get crickets. And if I had anyone engage or every time I posted, I would get crickets. And if I had anyone engage or comment on my post, it was always just my friends or family. I invested in a brand designer and had beautiful branding, but it never made me stand out to anyone. Nobody seemed to give any love for my perfectly edited images. I tried literally a million different things, right? So I'm not going to go on reading this, but you guys get the point. It's kind of like Debbie Downer, right? Like it's like, meh, meh. This is, so anyone who's in this position is going to be like, yes, that's me. I'm struggling. Everything's so hard, right? Are those the type of people we want to attract? Everything's so hard, nothing's working, right? We want people where things are working. Like they're like, no, I'm going, right? So this specific, she wasn't a client of mine, but the specific friend that I helped, she had made no money in her business. She had made money previously, but she was really, really struggling to bring in clients. And she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. My close rate is terrible. Everybody I talk to doesn't have the money to pay for my coaching program. And I know it's really good and it's getting people results. So what am I doing wrong? And I was like, listen, let me look at your content. Let's elevate it because that's my specialty, right? So this is what we changed it to. Comment below with replay if you missed the training on how to hit 10K in January. Hey, fitness coach, do you feel like you're the best kept secret in your industry? You know your growth is inevitable, but you have no plan B. You guys over here. You are posting every day and proud of your consistency, but it feels like the only people engaged on your posts are friends and family. It can be frustrating, but you know that this is just the beginning of your journey. You thought investing in beautiful branding and professional photography would be the ticket to your success. And maybe it didn't give you the results you thought it would yet. So if you're ready for real strategy and have decided you're no longer available for spinning your wheels and trying a million different tactics, you are ready to put in the time and money. So I'm saying you're ready to put in the time and money to get the results faster. Like I'm actually calling out, like you're ready to invest in yourself, right? And you know you're a fantastic fitness coach who wants to make more impact, who wants to impact more clients. You don't want to miss this training, right? So do you see how this was elevated? You see how we flipped the script on a lot of these things? It's like, do you feel like you're the best kept secret? You know your growth is inevitable versus like, I'm struggling, right? And so a higher action-oriented person is going to take action on this. Like you're no longer available for spinning your wheels, right? You're ready to put in time and money, right? Like you're not an excuse maker, you're an action taker, right? Make money, not excuses. Can I tell you guys, this specific coach, we did all of this in January. She turned around in February and made $70,000 in her business. We just went through, we wiped through her content and I was like, listen, everything, you got to change every negativity into a positive thing. And you're going to start booking calls and you're going to book calls with the right people and you're going to make more money. Right? Amber, I'm waving. Sound good? Awesome stuff. Right? So I ask you, are you speaking to growth mentality or victim mentality, right? In your marketing message. So what are some things that we can do relatively quickly in your content right now, right? Is there other actions you can be taking immediately? Overcome objections of action takers and money makers. So what's some examples of that? Instead of talking about like you can't afford to invest, what's the objection of an action taker money maker? Their objection is, I've already invested in other people and they sucked. right? They believe in investing. They just don't want to invest in the wrong person again, right? Solve champagne problems, not broke people problems, right? What are champagne problems? Give me some champagne problems. Who's got champagne problems right now? I got champagne problems right now, right? So champagne problems, I need a bigger team, right? I put, we're training 2 new team members in the same week, right before we're going into our largest event of the year, right? We want to continue to scale, but we're trying to juggle all the pieces, right? These are champagne problems. We're not talking about the fact that I have no money in the bank. Champagne problems for maybe accountants or bookkeepers might be, for your ideal client, right? Might be something like you're bringing in tons of money, but it seems to be leaving just as fast, right? Yes. And so Latasha needing more clients isn't necessarily a champagne problem, but it can be if I said you already have clients and you want more, right? Reposition yourself as someone who works with experts and the experience. You know how to do that? You literally just type the word, I'm looking for experienced and experts in this specific field. Great way of doing it. Notice clear, not clever, right? I work with experienced accountants, experienced CFOs, experienced bookkeepers, right? It's a great way of doing it. Okay, so that takes me to, you need a loyal team of leaders, friends, right? You got the offer, you got the marketing message down, but you need leaders in your company. You need a team, right? You need people who can help fulfill all of the things you have to do, right? Because there's 3 areas. Let me tell you about the 3 areas that must be fulfilled in your company. Number 1, client acquisition, right? Number 2, client success and retention, right? I'm like, what's the other one? Client acquisition, client acquisition. Number 3 is the one that I lean into the most, is really just your leadership skills, you being the CEO of your company, right? You can acquire clients, you can get clients results, you can do that consistently. The next thing is it's going to rely on you having the leadership skills to be able to make sure that everybody's growing with you, right? So when it comes to outsourcing, right? A lot of people are afraid of outsourcing immediately. And so I wanted to actually show you guys some of the things that we do for outsourcing. Some of the very first things I did. So number 1, I'll start with personal. That is the first thing I outsourced, right? First thing I ever outsourced in order to get myself to a place where I can make more money by having better marketing, better offer, right? Housekeeping, laundry, childcare. First things I took care of. By the way, I got creative when it came to childcare. I actually worked out at a gym, YMCA, where they offered childcare for 2 hours. And so I'd go work out for a half an hour and then I'd work for an hour, right? It's like, if my kids can be in there for 2 hours, great. I'm going to take advantage of that and I'm going to work out and then I'm going to go sit down and I'm going to work because that's all I had, right? Internal operations, sales team, client success, administrative, and marketing. So your sales team, a lot of people have a mindset saying, well, I could never have somebody sell, right? Nobody could sell in my company. I'm the only one who can do that. I'm going to give you a hard objection on that because we have a company that most of our sales actually comes from our team. I don't make most of our sales. Actually, Alexis on our sales team, she just hit over $500,000 in sales recently, right? And that's possible. And you know why we can do that? You know why? We have an outstanding marketing message, right? We have a sales process. Like we know exactly what we're selling. The offer is clear, right? We have clarity in our offer, right? And we know how to identify our ideal client. We know what they look like. And that means if somebody gets on the call that's not a good fit, we can say, you're not a good fit, right? And if we can actually provide them with the solution, we say, no, we have the solution for you, we can sell them because we know what that looks like. Client success. You are not going to be the only person in your company that can provide client success. You are the CEO, right? I play a very strong role in client success in my company, and I'm sure that you play a strong role in client success in your company. But it is time to let go of the reins. Start trusting your team. Be a leader for them and show them what it looks like to fulfill on clients' needs without you. This is duplicating yourself, right? Obviously, there's going to be an administrative piece and then your marketing strategies, right? And marketing is the last thing that you should hire for. Why? You need to understand how client acquisition works. You need to get so good at it that the next person that you bring on, if you bring on somebody to do marketing for you, you can tell them what they're doing wrong. You can tell them what's worked in the past. You can tell them how to model your voice. You can tell them exactly how to implement things. There are things that they can implement from a marketing standpoint without you, for sure, like administrative pieces, but do not bring on a marketer until you have somebody. And this is any company. I would say this to a coach. I would say this to an accountant. I would say it to anybody. Do not hire a marketer unless you yourself understand how to acquire clients on your own. I have found way too many of my clients in positions where they have hired out and outsourced marketing and they don't understand why it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. We've been working with them for a couple months. We've gotten no clients. We don't know why it's not working, right? You should never be in a position where you are not in control of how you make money. Marketing, client acquisition, that's your moneymaker. You've got to be in control of that piece if you want to continue to make more money. Our trusted advisors, mentorship, obviously, CPA, financial consulting, legal consulting, paid media, right? A lot of times as we grow our businesses, we get to an inflection point. You have a decision to make, right? As you scale your company and you want to make more money, what happens is we hit this inflection point where we decide, do I move forward or do I scale back? Many of you have hit that. Right? Do I continue to grow this thing? Because growth sounds complicated, right? Maybe it'd be easier to move backwards. I've hit this inflection point myself. Maybe it'd be easier if we just moved backwards and we were happy and okay with where we are, right? But I know that our success is inevitable and doesn't even seem like an option. What that inflection point is, oh, I highlight this here. Okay. Would it be easier to be solo again, right? Should I just downsize? Should I go back to the way it used to be, right? And I wanted to highlight this inflection point that you hit, because so often when we get to this mark, we think it would be easier to just be a solopreneur. It'd be easier to just go back to being small, right? And not have people to manage. But the reality is that if you have exactly what we just talked about, that client acquisition strategy, if you have a team of leaders, right? Then the reality is your business begins to run on its own. And so you can be sick, right? You can take a vacation. You can take time off. And there's seasons where that becomes a little more challenging, right? But with the skills, ultimately, you get past this inflection point if you choose to, right? You have to know your profit margins. we have here? And so if you want to hit past that inflection point, you need to create that culture that's going to keep your A players, right? Because this is where this team is going to come in. So develop the culture that keeps A players moving, that keeps your A players in-house. How do you do that? Do I have that in the next slide? No, I don't. Let's go back. Okay. How do you do that? Number one, leadership, right? Are you developing a culture that keeps A players in your company? So here's some ways of doing that. Number one, consistent training, right? Consistent training. We do meetings with our team every single day. We have some members on Mondays and Wednesdays, and we have some members on Tuesdays and Thursdays of our team. Consistent training every single day. They know our products in and out, right? You give them the freedom for growth and you offer them opportunities for growth. You find out, what do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be growing into? What else do you want to do here? I'm reading the book Culture Code right now. I have it right next to me, the Culture Code. In this book, and I sent it out to some of our clients. We're sending this out to clients now. In this book, there's pretty much this topic about having a bad apple on your team. And it could be one person that can ultimately spoil the culture of your team, right? One person has the ability to take, so let's call this person maybe the slacker. If you bring in one slacker, if everyone else on your team sees that the slacker mentality is okay, ultimately what can happen is everyone else becomes a slacker. They've set the new standard. So who on your team is setting the standard? Right? Culture code. By Danielle Coyle. Who on your team is setting the standard? Right? And here's the other secret I want to let you know is your A players will not stick around if they have to make up for B players consistently. They will not. So while I'm going to stop sharing because this goes into something else. While a lot of things are all about speed and marketing, right? Marketing, get new clients, get new clients, get new clients. What I wanted to reveal today and what I really wanted to highlight today is it's not just about marketing, right? It's not just about sales. Having a company that you can make more and having the lifestyle you want really comes down to understanding that you need both client acquisition, that you need the ability to fulfill and have client success, and you need a team that can do that independently of you, right? Do you have a team that can do that independently of you? Do you have the processes in place for them that they can acquire new clients, do marketing, do sales for you? Right? My team, one of my team members made a sale today, this morning, closed a new client this morning while I was on a call. Right? I didn't do it. She did it. So do you have that in your company right now? And then once you have that new client, do you have somebody in your team who says, I can onboard them. I'll get them enrolled. I'll get them taken care of. Because the reality is, if you don't want to be chained to your desk in order to make more money, these two things are going to rely heavily on you stepping into the CEO role and the leadership role you need to be stepping into to say, I need you to do these things independently of me. So I can focus on being the CEO, right? So I can plan for the next quarter. So I can focus on learning and being better. Does this stuff make sense? Is this helpful? Amazing. So today, what I want to talk to you guys about, the last thing I have to talk to you guys about, let me get off here. Option. Here. Let's do this one. Last thing I have to talk to you guys about is if you want to learn more of these strategies, I want to invite you guys to our live event. Now, our live event is October 25th through the 27th. And we know that, we're cutting it close, and some of you might be able to come live still. You might be able to fly right over to Buffalo and hang out with us. But for those of you who are like, I can't fly to Buffalo, Alyssa, I don't have time, I don't have childcare, I don't have whatever. What we decided to do for the first time ever, and we're really excited to announce, is we decided that we would take our event virtual. So you can now, for the first time ever, get a virtual ticket to our event. And so I want to talk about this event is called the Moneymaker Live event. And what are we talking about here, right? What are we actually talking about in this event? We're talking about leadership, right? So actually, hold on, let me go to. So we have guest speakers. So I'm going to be there, our team. Alexis is going to be there. Allie's going to be there, right? Our guest speakers are, for the virtual event specifically, Allie is going to be your MC. She's going to be your host, which is going to be amazing. Our guest speakers, Lily Newhouse, who is our team's mindset coach, as well as the mindset coach that delivers all the mindset in our Moneymaker Mastermind program. Leanne Heil is going to be there. She is a specialist in sales psychology. And so she's going to be, we're actually doing a money making contest with her. So you can take part in that. We want you to get your ROI, right? This is all about making money. We're going to have Tammy Pereira there. And Tammy is going to be talking about Facebook ads. She's going to be talking about client acquisition, how to get more people to click on your ads, how to get more people to take action and grow your audience with these ideal clients, right? We're going to have Laura Catella Georgie there today, and she actually messaged me what her talk was going to be on today. Oh, there it is. She said she is going to be talking about unrivaled messaging, right? So sexy talk. And she is one of my personal mentors. She's an 8-figure copywriter, has $1 million business, and does a lot about transformational mindset. And of course, I am going to be hosting this as well. So for you guys, the first day is all about wealth and leadership, right? We want to debunk any myths you have around money and what is possible for you. So that is day 1. Day 2 is going to be about traffic and clients, help you develop new strategies around making money that are going to push your revenue goals past, or push your revenue past your current goals. And day 3 is all about community and fulfillment. So day 3 goes until 12:30. And this specific day is really like implementation day. This is the day that we're going to do our money making competition. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like we're actually wanting you guys to make money. Now, how are we going to make this special for virtual people, right? So that's going to be important, because a lot of you that might want to go buy this virtual ticket right now, you're like, okay, okay, I want a virtual ticket. I want to come virtually, but I don't want to feel like a second class citizen. Guess what? We don't want you to feel that way either. So we have a lot of really special things that we're doing. Number 1, we're going to put you in a Facebook group chat with me and my team. So during the entire event, you're actually going to be in a chat with us, so we can make sure that we tell you every time a speaker goes on, every time I go on stage, so I can check in with you guys. The other really special thing that we're going to be doing is Allie's going to be MC and hosting you guys, but I'm going to drop the link here for you guys, moneymakerlive.com. But we're also going to give you guys, nope, that was not for the right people. Said waiting room participants. That's not who I want to message. I want to message everyone. We also are going to give you an opportunity to be in, like, we're going to do interviews. So you have options to actually meet the speakers, right? And so I'm even going to stop in. I'm going to have lunch with you guys on one of the days. So we're just going to make this very interactive. We have door prizes and a lot of other special things available to you guys. So if you are interested in the Moneymaker Live, the tickets for that are just $97, which is literally a steal, considering many people are spending thousands of dollars to be in this room, right? So I want to drop that link for you. Does anyone have any questions about Moneymaker Live? If it's for them, if they're going to get the strategies they need? If not, I can keep riffing on what I'm going to be talking about specifically in this event. I know one of my talks is going to be on offer development, right? So I'm going to be talking about offers, as well as client success and how to make sure that your clients are successful. You guys got any questions? Who's already coming to the event? I know we have a bunch of people here. Erie's coming. Mandy's coming. Carrie's coming. Corinne's coming. Leslie's coming. Yes. Sonia's going to be there virtually. Yes. Love it. Kim's going to be there one day in person. Awesome. Any questions about our virtual ticket? Probably day 2. Try to come for the whole thing if you can, but definitely day 2. Day 1 is going to be our opening talk. Day 3, we're doing an awards ceremony, so that should be fun. How do you register? I'll show you guys that really quick. So moneymakerlive.com. I'm going to drop the link again. You can go to that link and you could hit any of the buttons that say grab your ticket. Actually, no, you're going to want to hit this. Right at the top, it says reserve your virtual seat here. You can click that. It's a one-time payment of $97 right there. And so what's going to happen is you're going to be dropped into a Facebook group. We're actually doing a bunch of things next week. I'm going to be live in that Facebook group for all of our members that are going to be there for Moneymaker Live. And then Lily Newhouse is also going to be in there next week. And so we're going to be doing a lot of like, get you hyped up and get you some fast wins, because we want to start this. We want to like start the party before the party, right? So I'm going to be in there next week doing a training. Lily Newhouse is going to be in there next week doing a training. My training is on Tuesday. Lily's is on Thursday. And so come join the party in the live Facebook group. From there, you're going to get all of the information you need about the Zooms. You're going to get dropped into a Facebook Messenger. Probably, I would say, let's see. I'm going to guess by the 21st. I think that we'll do that. Friday the 21st, we'll start that messenger. Let's see. There's a party every night, Kim. for our attendees in person, we have open bar party every single night. Will recordings be available after? So here's the thing that I want to do. I want to over deliver. But I don't want to I don't want to over promise and under deliver. I'd rather under promise and over deliver. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that you guys get these recordings. Now, technology is really like, it can be make or break. We've never done a virtual event, right? This is the first time. We have somebody there who's going to be streaming it into Zoom. We have an AV team. We plan on recording every session. If for some reason the recordings don't work out as well as we want, we just don't want anyone to be disappointed. We're really heavily focusing on getting you there live. We want you attending live. We want you to be there in person. We're going to do our best to make sure recordings get out, but really live is, we want you to buy this because you want to be there live, right? We want you to invest because we want you to be there live. We want you to learn more about these strategies. We want you to be implementing when we're saying implement, because there's going to be implementation happening within these 3 days. It's really 2.5. Any other questions? You need the link again. I want everyone to get their ticket now. If you're going to come virtually, grab your ticket now, mostly because I want you to be there next week for the trainings. I don't want you to wait to the last minute, right? If you're waiting to the last minute to get your ticket, you're going to miss out on the trainings next week, all the content next week that we're dropping in there. So we're kind of just like doing a pre-party for everybody. We're hoping to get the group celebrating, get some wins going. So I don't want you to miss out on that. Anyone have any other questions? Questions, objections? What's your objections? Give me your objections. Like no objections. Let me overcome your objections. Awesome. Thank you. I'll stay here as long as you guys are going to stay here. Oh, Corinne says, how can I take 3 days off from running my business? If you can't wrap your head around taking 3 days off to attend an event, that means you need to be there, right? Because I take 3 days off a lot, right? And so the reality is it's time to step into CEO mode and know that there's CEO days. And sometimes we need to step away. I actually think the best thing that could ever happen, for a business owner is to take time off, whether you get sick. I can talk about our subscription service. Yeah. Whether you get sick, whether you have to go on vacation, the best thing you can ever do is take time off, whether it's forced or not forced, because it actually breaks your business. Sometimes it's good to break your business because it shows you, it exposes what needs to be fixed, right? If you take time off and shit hits the fan, okay, cool, let's fix it. If we don't ever give ourselves opportunity to break our business and expose what's going on, y'all, how do you fix it, right? Because right now, you're the only one who's doing it all, right? Losing power or internet for a small amount of time. Yeah, right? Like I experienced this in 2021 by Amber. In 2021, Allie and I got COVID, and Allie was very, very sick. She was in the hospital. I didn't get as sick as her, which was awesome. And for me, not for her. I'm like, which was awesome that she got sick. That sounded bad. But what it did is it exposed our company. Allie's like laughing. It exposed our company. Number one, Allie's my best friend. So all I did was cry the entire month. I was not functioning. I could not do anything. My husband was, I just was talking about this morning. My husband was like, are you going to do anything other than sit on the couch? And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, my best friend is in the hospital from COVID right now, like on oxygen. No, I'm not going to do anything else. Like, I'm living a nightmare. Like, this is awful. And so Allie and I, at that time, it was really just us running the company, right? And so when both of us were like down and out, I realized nothing happens in the company. Like, we were dead in the water, right? And so it was such an exposing moment, but it was so good for us. So obviously, I don't want you guys to go get COVID to figure that out about your company. But take 3 days off and do a virtual event, right? And then somebody asked about our subscription service. So our subscription service is Bootcamp Plus. Our Bootcamp Plus is basically, you get to stay in bootcamp. If you guys have heard about our famous 30-day Moneymaker Bootcamp, our 30-day Moneymaker Bootcamp is actually starting again on the 17th. I'm not pitching it hard right now because I mostly want people to be coming to our event, but our bootcamp is starting again the 17th. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So bootcamp in the 17th, and 30-day Moneymaker Bootcamp.com. So I'll drop that. So in 30-day Moneymaker Bootcamp, once you are a member within that program, what happens if you've ever bought Bootcamp ever? We are then offering you the subscription service to continue to get the content. So you have to be in it or have had to have bought it in the past. Right? So if you've ever bought it and you're like, wait, I loved the content, Alyssa, like I loved the posts that you were making, I want more of it. That's what the Bootcamp Plus subscription service is. So it's basically, here's your 30 days of prompts. Here's everything that you, perfect. Okay, Sophia. So yeah, you're one of the people who can get Bootcamp Plus. Basically, the way we set it up is you got to be part of boot camp or you've had to have bought it in the past. And then boot camp plus is like, I loved boot camp and I loved the content that you were developing, so I want more of it. So really quick, I can show you guys like what that looks like. Let me go to Kajabi really quick. So in Kajabi, let me go to products for those of you who are interested in this. So there's boot camp, obviously, 30-day moneymaker boot camp. If you guys don't know what that is and you want to learn more about it, feel free to like message us. But 30-day moneymaker boot camp is like 30 days of here's the exact things you need to do to make more money. Here's the content you're going to use. Here's how to post it. This is where you're going to post it. This is how to grow your audience every day. I have people who have used Bootcamp for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn all successfully at this time. So you can use it for any of those three or all three at once, whatever you want. So then what happened was people were like, Alyssa, but I want you to keep writing my content. I love the content. And I was like, okay. So every once in a while I'd write new content. And then I was like, duh, why don't we just offer this? So ultimately what we decided to do with Bootcamp Plus was, how do I make this so you guys can see there we go. So with Bootcamp Plus, what we decided to do is ultimately it's every month we have, number one, we're giving you month one social media prompts. So this is month one, module one. So we give you the social media prompts and content. So copy paste content templates. From there, we also are giving you guys things to be more successful in your business. So converting your clients, messenger flow and scripts, selling in the DMs, right? We also have like optimizing your Facebook social media profile and your Canva templates. So that's the first month of content, right? So it's the content that you're getting, which is all the social media prompts. So let me just like show you guys this really quick. So if I open this up to show it to you, this is like copy paste. Here's all the themes, right? Copy paste, here's your core training. We were talking about variable and fixed expenses in week one. Week two is how do you know if you're ready to invest, right? So we talk about that. So just really good content ideas and things you can pretty much copy and paste. Your replay post. Yesterday, I revealed how to know if you're financially and mentally ready to invest in your niche business, right? Your photography business, your blah, blah, blah business. I discussed the 3 biggest mistakes I see photographers making. You should watch this if you're tired of trying to figure it out on your own, right? So that's the replay post. So I give you all of these, copy and paste. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to write it. This subscription is actually why, if you were here in the beginning, why one of my clients was crying, because she was like, I spend so much time writing content and now I don't have to. That's what you're telling me, that you're just delivering this to me. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is going to change my life. This is going to change my kids' lives. So let me go back. So month 2 is social media prompts and content. So there's month 2 content in here, right? So you can go look, there's month 2 content. Okay. And then we have the clarity container. So non-negotiable rules for growth, the niche is you, market research, ideal client insights. So we're helping you get clear on your insights, like clear on who you should be speaking to, clearer on getting market research, how to find more people in your niche. And then of course you get a weekly Zoom call with me as well. That's on Mondays. So that's all in our subscription service, which is pretty incredible, but you have to have done boot camp. You have to do boot camp first. So if you haven't gotten boot camp, do that. And then you can jump into this Bootcamp Plus subscription where it's like, it's the continuation. Like I did boot camp, I loved it. Now I want to continue. If you've already done boot camp, and you want access to this subscription, I believe we sent out an email to you all saying like, hey, just a heads up, we have this now for you. Allie, is that accurate?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So we sent an email. If anyone needs anything outside of these things, of course, let me know. And also, Sophia, did you do Bootcamp already? Do you just want the link for Bootcamp Plus? Okay. So we'll send that to you. I can't drop the link for Bootcamp Plus because I'll have people buy it that aren't allowed to have it. So you have to join Bootcamp first. So make sure you join Bootcamp. And I dropped the link for that. I'll drop it again. And then anyone who does Bootcamp Plus, by the way, does get a ticket to our live event in person for free. So that's our live event, not our virtual event, but if you come live, you get to come to that for free. Okay, let's see. I wanted to make sure. Okay, Ellie, did you get this message from Ty?
Yeah, I just got it. I'm just responding to her right now.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Any other questions? No, we're good. Okay. Mwah. I will let you guys go. I'm gonna go eat with my husband before I gotta take my other kiddo to soccer. So have a wonderful day. Thank you guys. This was so much fun. Let me know if you have any questions about anything, and we'll be in touch soon.